What's going on, guys? It's Adonis. I'm out here in Robina right now. We're headed to Brisbane for this workshop, but we're going to talk about the AirPods. Let's get into it. Now, these are the first Bluetooth headphones that Apple's actually made. They did make a Bluetooth earpiece back in the day when the iPhone first came out, but this is their first kind of Bluetooth headset. There's some really cool things about them, and there's some things that are missing for no apparent reason, and we'll get to both of those. Now, first, let's start with the connectivity. So these are actually powered by the W1 chip from Apple, and it allows you to pair it with every device you have via your Apple ID. So once it's paired to the device, open it up like this, it automatically shows the pair, you connect, and then any device you have with your Apple ID automatically syncs it. So if you're on your iPad, on your iMac, things like that, it'll actually show it, and you can just pair it directly to those headphones, which is really convenient. And if you have the Powerbeats 3, they actually function the exact same way, so you don't have to worry about repairing them to new devices. It just automatically pairs across. It's super convenient. Now next, let's talk about audio quality, because I know that's such a really important thing, and a lot of times it's personal preference, but the way that they sound is actually really good. Now obviously they fit right into the ear. Now this is gonna be, it's gonna range different from person to person. For me, as far as the fit, it's cool for regular use, but anytime you try to do anything active, for my ears, they fall out, whether it be dancing in the gym, things like that. But how they sound are really good. They actually are on par, maybe a little bit cleaner than the Powerbeats 3s that I just got. So I actually really enjoy the sound quality. The lows are really clean, they're punchy. It's not oversaturating the sound. The mids and the highs are clean. I don't feel uninspired listening to them. Like, it actually allows me to want to dance. I just wish I could actually dance with them in my ears. And also on the side of sound, you have obviously audio quality when you're on the phone, and this is actually a really surprising one. Now Apple has a technology called beamforming that's actually in their AirPort Extremes. It essentially sends signal directly to a device to enhance that device's internet connection. Well, they use beamforming on these to actually focus on your voice for a phone call and or to separate your voice from the background. And it actually works really well. I was on a phone in Robina talking to my friend Butta, and I'm on the phone with him, and I'm literally standing next to a performer on a guitar going at it, and I was asking him, hey, do you hear a lot of background noise? And he was like, no, you sound fine, which is great, because something this small having the ability to kind of isolate my voice or in that kind of a noisy environment is actually a huge win. And also on the receiving end, people sounded nice and full. There wasn't a tinny sound, hearing anybody talking into the phone, and I didn't get those kind of complaints either that I would get from like my Powerbeats Wireless 2s as far as sounding funny and stuff like that, or background noise being too loud. I didn't have that issue with these whatsoever, even on the receiving side of things. Now the big thing about the battery life on these is that they're really good. However, it doesn't really live up to the timeline that Apple's talking about. They're saying that with the case you have up to 24 hours, and I didn't think that I actually seen that. So for those that are new to my channel, how I test my headphones are how I actually use them in real life. I don't just hit play and see how long they stay on, because nobody uses them that way. So I use them when I go to the gym, put them back in the case. When I'm traveling, put them on. When I'm not using them, put them back in my case. Now, with that timeline, I got 3 days max. The Powerbeats 3s, I got about a week, maybe a little bit longer than that, with no charge. So I was just kind of a little bit confused on the battery life claims. But let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have the AirPods. Did you guys ever reach that 24-hour timeline that Apple was talking about? I just never did. However, the battery life is still really good. So when you're out and about, you want to make sure that you bring your case. Now, you don't need the case to pair it to your device, so you could pair it and leave this at home and go for a walk, things like that. So you don't need this near you to actually pair or keep it connected to the phone. However, when you want to put them away, you don't want to just put these in your pocket because they may fall out. I actually had it in my car, had it in my pocket, and it fell out of my pocket under the seat, and I didn't know it did until I went to grab them out of my pocket and I didn't know where they went. So keep in mind, kind of trick of the trade, make sure you keep these on you at all times. That way you can just pop them into the case. You don't have to worry about losing the individual AirPods, because it could happen. And it will happen. All right, guys, so there were some things that I didn't really care for on the AirPods, mainly being the controls. It's actually really strange. You have the tap function on the AirPods to enable Siri, but that's kind of it. So you don't have any volume control on the AirPods. You don't have any type of way to change the track without using or activating Siri. And that kind of defeats the purpose of that complete wireless capability that they were kind of touting about the AirPods. And it was just a huge turnoff of the actual headphones themselves. I was left underwhelmed because of it. Now that's just one of the things, like that was kind of the only downside of the AirPods, was that fact that I couldn't control them. So if I was, choreographing a piece, for example, or I'm at the gym and I wanted to change the track or skip a few tracks, I have to tap and say next song, tap, tap, next song. I can't just hit a button and it goes to the next song. So it's a little ridiculous. I didn't really kind of understand why that was such a major feature that they just skipped or missed completely on the AirPods. It was a little strange. So what are my final thoughts on the AirPods? Well, if you're into fitness, these may not be the best bet for you. However, if you want something alongside your fitness headphones, if you have like Powerbeats or the Jaybird X2s or X3s, then maybe these are a cool option alongside those. But if you're into fitness, not so much. But if you don't have a pair of Bluetooth headphones and you just want some to go around with, listen to music, take phone calls, things like that, this is amazing, especially for the value. $160 US right now. Huge game changer, W1 chip, pretty awesome, not to mention battery life is incredible. Really, really great option. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you guys thought of the AirPods. Did you guys like them? Did you not? I would love to know in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button, show your boy some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're gonna wanna do that. Hit that APP logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. And if you wanna check out my last video, link will be right here to the side. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.